dying! Bekah!
I know.
Bekah, I'm not safe.
I know that by the time that this gets posted, you're going to have scrub-a-dubbed that profile.
I feel like I need to flee the podcast right now and go work on my social media. Welcome to a new episode of the Holy Mess Podcast with Bekah and Joy. If you think you're a mess, you're not alone. We're going to talk about the things of life through the lens of faith, whether it's pop culture or the things that stress us out. We find the holy moments in all of it.
And today we're talking about how Joy and I have no idea how to say no, and it's all our husband's fault.
It is.
I surprised Joy by exposing her secure information for the world.
Oh, snap.
And then we're going to nerd out a little bit on Marvel. But first, our messy moment of the week. Joy, I got a good one for you.
You do?
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Dish.
So first of all, let's talk about the fact that my husband just got out of the hospital, right? Life has been just chaotic. I'm exhausted. I just don't have a lot of bandwidth left over now.
I'm sure.
But when yesterday, the organization that we do foster puppies with texted and said, can you take 2 puppies?
What?
It caught me in a moment of weakness.
No. Tell me you didn't say yes.
So we have 2 puppies at home right now. Yes,
Okay, we need to have an intervention where we take Bekah's numbers out of her phone and delete that one.
Okay, this one is not on me because I was like, oh, there's no way. And I sent the screenshot of their text to me, to my husband. He's like, we got to do it.
Well, we know that her husband, Joey's always going to say yes. He's obsessed with dogs.
No willpower. He's like, but I'm home all the time. I have nothing to do. I could just use 2 little things to love.
Okay, what his job is right now is getting healthy.
I know.
Taking care of 2 puppies is almost like 2 newborns. And that will suck the life right out of you.
But then they sent me pictures. And this litter was, because it was born in the fall, they gave them all Halloween names.
Stop it. Who do you have?
So we have Casper and Jack. Casper's the girl, which I don't get.
Is Jack from Jack and the Giant Peach? No. Is that all?
Like a jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, I get that. His name should be Jack-o'-lantern.
The other puppies were named Scarecrow.
No thanks.
Sabrina. And Adams, like the Adams family.
I feel like Scarecrow's the kind of animal that would like be in your face in the middle of the night when you wake up.
Terrible name. I literally picked the puppies based on the names.
Tell me what kind.
I have no idea. The website says Retriever Shepherd mix. They told me hound. They kind of look like wiener dogs, not gonna lie. They're really cute.
Anything's cute when it's that tiny.
And they're very chill so far. I slept a full 7 hours last night, so it might not be as much of a disaster. Last time we had puppies, Joy knows this.
She didn't sleep.
Oh, I didn't sleep at all. I didn't sleep for the 5 weeks we had them. So hopefully this will be better, but I have no willpower, and that is my messy moment of the week.
I don't know what she's doing over there. That was news to me. Well, my mess is not the fact that my voice sounds a little off, but that is a part of my mess of the week. I didn't even know that allergies were a thing this time of year, but I think I've got them. My voice is struggling, but my mess of the week actually happened over the weekend. We had a really busy day, and then my husband were like getting ready for dinner, and he says, which is like never good. So our friends who are moving away tomorrow need somewhere to stay tonight. And I was like,
no.
Okay.
Very last minute.
And they have a dog, which we've literally never had a dog in our house, like ever. And we have a baby that's going through something in which he won't sleep.
And babies who haven't been around dogs, that can be a little terrifying when all of a sudden there's this giant creature.
Oh, yeah. And I'm literally picturing, and they're moving, so they have like a bunch of boxes with significant stuff they would need to store in our house overnight. And I'm picturing if the dog barks, it'll wake up the baby. The baby will cry and wake all of them up, which my son's been waking up several times a night. And then I was like, or the other way around. The baby will wake up screaming, wake up the dog, wake up. I mean, I just thought this is not going to go well for anybody. And the guest room in my house was like towers of clothes, dirty and clean, that needed to be sorted and organized. And so I'm suddenly like, okay, yeah, all right. I wanted to say no, frankly.
We are the same boat this week. Things we probably should have said no to, but we said yes.
And it was my husband again. Like it was that the husbands are the ones who make us do stuff. Yeah. So my husband was like, it's the right thing to do. And I really wanted to say no, but he was right. They tried to find a hotel that would take a dog and they were all booked because that's the kind of city we live in. And so they are supposed to come over at like 11 p.m. because they have a lot going on. So it's not going to be till late. So I thought not a big deal. Well, Bekah, I go immediately upstairs and start working on like the room to unbury the guest bed. And while I'm up there, I hear him downstairs. No, I hear the people.
No.
They were in our house. And I was like, oh,
I haven't cleared my laundry bed yet.
I'm literally trying to strip the dirty sheets and put new ones on. And my husband was like, hey, can he come in and put some stuff in the room? And I was like, absolutely not. You cannot come in.
This is where I draw the line.
He was like, well, he's been moving all day. Can he take a shower? And I was like, yep. And I went in and like scooped out my child's toys out of the bath and handed him a towel and was like, don't come out for 20 minutes. So here's what's interesting, though. At the end, they stayed. Their dog was silent. I didn't hear him.
Okay.
It was the first night my child slept through the night. So child and dog did great. Oh, no,
I have two. Do you want one?
No. That is a no. But in the morning, it was really sweet because these are sweet friends of ours that have been in my Bible study for like 2 years. We're sad they're leaving. Yeah. And I got to do like a really special goodbye with them and like literally watch them drive off. And it was sweet and emotional. And I realized something that I always think of myself as like the more generous out of my husband and me because I'm quicker to be like, yeah, take my money. Like I can't take it with me. But my husband's more generous with our stuff and our time. And when someone's like, can I inconvenience you? I'm like, nah, but here's $10. Like that's how I tend to be. But when they left and I realized it was the right thing, man, I just realized that's why you need balance in the person that you're with. Because I'm so glad my husband said yes. It was ultimately the right thing. And it wasn't even that bad after I got clean sheets on their bed. But it's just a reminder to be generous with everything you've got.
Now, this is the part of the show or part of the podcast where we usually do what we learned in therapy, but I am calling an audible because in our last episode, we talked about online security.
Yeah.
And about how I love to creep on people to find out their addresses.
And how Bekah's super good at this.
I'm super good at it. And Joy's like, you should do this for like a service. Like, I'm curious, what could you find out about me?
Did you get a client?
I found your address.
Wait, what?
In under 10 minutes.
You stop.
I gotta walk you through this.
I'm so terrified.
And this is good for everyone because you can take notes and figure out like where you might have holes because it's just things you don't think of. So I started my quest by completely unfollowing your account and your husband's account.
Oh,
so I
my
needed to
Lanta.
act like I didn't even know you, okay?
And you still found us.
And so I went to your WayFM Afternoons account.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, okay, here she's posted about her sweet husband. I know his name. So I then look to see what your account is following. I find all the accounts with that same name, and I'm like, well, that's him.
Oh.
And it's always the husband's always the weak link. So now I'm on your husband's public Instagram profile.
What the biff did he do?
So I'm scrolling through. Well, this is where I'd like to give him credit because I found a picture of your house, and you had photoshopped out the house number.
Yes, we had.
Okay, good girl. I almost gave up.
She almost said this girl's too dumb to continue. Everyone knows.
But then,
oh no,
I found another post where it's a picture of your sweet family from months ago. I went deep.
What are we doing?
He just happened to tag your family photographer who did family photos for you.
Okay, I think I know who that is.
I go to their profile.
No, do they have it with the house number?
They have it with the house number.
That's so dumb.
So then I'm acting like I don't know anything about you because I know where you live in real life. So I entered your house number plus the city you live in, which I got because your husband's profile says what church he pastors at. So I know where you live. So I entered the house number plus the city.
Is this the thud I heard the other night? Was someone trying to come in?
Nothing came up at first. But in that picture, I noticed, okay, you have a 2-story house. So I did house number, the city you live in, 2-story house, and you were the third result down.
I'm dying! Bekah!
I know.
I'm not safe.
I know that by the time this gets posted, you're going to have scrub-a-dubbed that profile.
I'm not smart enough. I need you full time.
But it's a word of caution. There are people who are creepier than I am, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah. Some people hate me. I don't know. Seriously. And here's the thing. You got to remember, I'm an Enneagram 6. Safety's my number one priority. So I feel like I need to flee the podcast right now and go work on my social media.
But hey,
Bekah.
this is for everyone, though, because everyone has that weak link. It's usually the husband.
It really is. Okay, quick side story. Thank you for that, Bekah. I literally needed that, and you probably did too. I had a stalker once upon a time because we do national radio shows, obviously. And he thought he was going to marry me. I was not married yet. And when I asked him kindly to stop sending me creepy things, he said, "Oh, well, I've already sent something to your family. So when that arrives, just know." And I was like, "My family?
What?"
And do you not know this? They live in a different state. And I thought, well, how on earth could he have found my family? Maybe this won't be. Something arrived around Christmas.
No. How?
Yes. And so then we all freaked out. Of course, the weak link. My father. It's the man again. He had his address posted somewhere on Facebook that we hadn't noticed it. So we all freaked out on him. We were like, "Dad, get it off. Get our stuff off the internet." And then my brothers kept all Christmas long secretly going out and ringing the doorbell and then being like, goodness. "Joy, this creepy guy's here to see you." And I was like, "I'll kill y'all. Stop it."
Ooh, okay, so with that,
be careful
as if we
out there.
can get messier, we're moving on to our mess and bless of the week. Would you like to start with your mess, Joy?
Yes. Okay. Bekah, you've bought a house.
Yes.
2, actually.
Yes.
And I just
Not
bought...
at the same time. I don't have like a lot of money.
She wealthy.
No.
And I just bought my second one. Well, what's in the news right now is that it's more common than ever for friends to pool their money together and buy a house in common.
And live together?
Yes, this is what people are doing. It's soared 771% in the last 7 years. Here's co-buyers. And I know of some people who've done this. I know of 2 girls that were friends, and they knew the housing market was getting crazy. And really, it's smart, but this would be like a 10 out of 10 no for me.
Oh, for sure. Like, it took me a long time to be comfortable with my bathroom habits around my husband. Like, I don't want to introduce someone else to that.
Oh, yeah. And it's not even just living with somebody, but when you introduce money to a relationship, it can get messy. When I first moved here to Nashville, I moved here with one of my best girlfriends, and I'd never had a proper roommate or anything like that. And I just moved here a month before she did. So I took the biggest room and set everything up. And then she was like, "You need to pay more because you're in the biggest room." And I was like, "Girl, say what?" And then she was right. So I did. But once you start having conversations about money, it makes the relationship less fun.
It gets dicey, yeah.
And if something went south and you're literally sharing a house with somebody.
Sharing a mortgage.
Oh, that's crazy. What if they're late?
Yeah.
What if they lose their job?
Then your credit's affected?
Oh, it's crazy. So I'm just going to say this is super messy and I would not do it. But a lot of people are, and they're probably benefiting by getting a lot of equity.
My mess of the week is something that has actually been out for a little bit. I just finally got around to watching it. Have you seen the Lula Rich documentary on Amazon?
No, but it's about LuLaRoe, right?
Yes, it is. Okay, first of all, little content warning. There's a little bit of language. It's not bad. It's 4 episodes. There's maybe 1 or 2 words an episode.
Okay.
I would maybe not watch with your kids, but it's not egregious.
Could you also tell me about LuLaRoe? Because I know enough to be dangerous that I saw my friends trying to sell me leggings online, I think, but I don't really know what it is.
It got very popular.
It
got very popular. It was a clothing brand. So they started with maxi skirts. Leggings were their big things. And they were really nice leggings. They're buttery soft was the whole thing. Buttery soft leggings. But it was designed the way a lot of companies are, where you sell directly to your friends, but then you have to recruit more people to make more money.
Okay.
And there are
a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, there are ethical ways to do it, and some companies do that. LuLaRoe, as the bigger they got, and if you watch the documentary, you'll see how it all unfolds. They did it in an unethical way, where basically they were promising these women, you can have financial freedom, you can, be a stay-at-home mom and work. But these women were killing themselves trying to recruit and nonstop working, and they'd have to spend all of this money on merchandise, but then the merchandise would come and it would be moldy and it'd just be bad quality.
What?
And then they couldn't sell it, and then they couldn't return it. It was
my word.
A literal mess. It's fascinating. It's just 4 episodes. It's on Amazon. it's interesting just to see how it unfolds.
It's a literal mess, but are you recommending we watch it? Like, I mean, do you think it's good?
It's interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting.
I think it's fascinating because if you were interacting on social media during the time when LuLaRoe was super big, I remember friends messaging me and being like, do you want to sell LuLaRoe or will you buy stuff from me? And now I feel terrible that I didn't buy anything from them. And I'm so glad I didn't sign up for it because had I been like a place where I am now where I was like a new mom, and if someone wanted to work from home, I could see them being like, this is my ticket.
And I think that's why I would recommend watching it, because there are ethical, good ways to go into business for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also good to know the warning signs, and when a company is just in it for profit and they're kind of preying on your insecurities, being, well, I don't want to be outside the house while I'm trying to raise kids or whatever it might be.
Wow.
Yeah. It's fascinating.
Lula Rich made probably only one person rich.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly how it worked.
Okay, it is time for our bless of the week. You want to go? You want me to do mine?
Oh, I can do. I'll start with mine because mine's quick. So last week you had a bless that was, or last episode, I guess I should say, you had a bless that was affirmations.
Yes.
I also have a bless that is affirmations, but it's a little bit different than yours. You're gonna be like, why did you put this in the bless category? But I will explain in a moment.
Maxine, are you smart?
Yeah.
Are you strong?
Yeah.
Are you brave?
Yeah.
Are you pretty?
Yeah.
Are you kind?
Not really.
So she's doing the affirmations with her 2-year-old maybe, and she's like, are you kind? Not really.
I love her honesty.
Exactly. And that is why it is my bless of the week.
Oh, my word, if only we could all be that honest. Well, my bless of the week is for fans of Marvel movies.
Oh.
If you saw WandaVision, which was on Disney Plus and was such a huge thing, I think last year, they're actually starting a spin-off series starring Kathryn Hahn, who is Agatha in the show, but I don't really want to spoil anything if you've not seen it, but you've had plenty of time. She first starts out as just a regular neighbor, but then we find out, in fact, that she's a powerful witch and she's actually evil. And so they're doing a whole spin-off series with her because she's so fun and interesting in the original show. And I loved WandaVision so much that anything that's a spin-off, I will totally consume.
I have not seen WandaVision yet.
Oh, no, I just ruined it for Becca.
It's okay. It's okay. I have this bad habit of looking up the plots of things before I watch them. But I want to do WandaVision right, so I am trying to watch all of the Marvel movies right now to be prepared for it.
Say what, girl?
Yeah,
all
there's
of them?
like 24 of them. There's like 3 Thor movies, and I watched the first one. It is the most boring 2.5 hours of my life.
That's the problem, is they're all so long.
They are.
It's like, yeah, Thor, you're like a good-looking, long-haired god of some
It does
sort.
not make up for the content.
Too long.
Yeah.
I don't want to stare at you for that long.
I enjoyed Captain America. I'm doing chronological order for Marvel fans. I enjoyed Captain Marvel, but I got to Thor and I'm like, ugh.
How far in are you? About halfway?
No. So I've watched the first 2 Ironmans as well, and then the original Avengers.
Oh, she's
So
just starting.
I think 6 movies. I think I'm up to 2012. I don't know. The timelines are confusing. I have a website I consult.
I think we can agree that Becca needs to hurry it up or she's never going to catch up because they put out like a series a minute. There's some series about what's Thor's evil brother's name?
Loki.
Yeah, there's a whole Loki series that I watched like 2 episodes of on Disney Plus, and like no one has the time.
See, and that's the thing is I really want to watch WandaVision. This really is my end game. So I love that you brought this up today.
But you have to watch Endgame to get to WandaVision. That's literally a movie.
I know, because I want to see the context. I want to see.
I think we're learning so much about Becca and how loyal she is to a process because
my
I'm
goodness.
just like, forget it. I just spoiled WandaVision for you. Just watch it, girl.
And I'm like, 18 more days of television. Okay, I can do it. Thanks so much for listening. If you got something out of this episode, would you consider sharing it with a friend and leaving us a review? If you have anything you'd like to share with us, you can email holymess@wayfm.com. And thank you so much for being a part of our messy family.